Bay Cove is organized into service divisions around the types of challenges that people face. We have a child and family division that includes both early intervention and Bay Cove Academy, which is a private high school. We start working with children as young as a few months old, and we can only work with them until they're 3. So every minute, every day counts. And the work that the staff at early intervention can do in those formative years makes a world of difference for the rest of the child's life.
Well, Candace is such a dynamo, and I was once a director of a preschool myself, so I knew what to look for when I walked in there. Her team of service coordinators, her specialists, her OTs, her PTs, they are so compassionate toward these children. You want to help, you want to do what you can. So I thought, oh my gosh, this is a perfect match for my 50 Families program. So we started 50 Families about 12 years ago, and we bring in bags of gifts for the children each. We've had such incredible generosity from the community. As more and more people say, oh, I have a friend who wants to be in 50 Families, or somebody didn't know about it, and so now they want to be a part of it too. So it's really a happy thing. It's given me a wonderful opportunity to get people together, because I love getting people together. So I've been able to get some volunteers to help in ways that have been needed. As we hear of families who are in need of a bed or a bureau, we have a team of people now who are dying to help. So to me, that is I've been enriched by this experience.
I wasn't raised by my real mother and father. My grandmother adopted me when I was young, about 2 years old. And I lived with her basically all my life, on and off. The times that I weren't with her, I was either like in a residential home or a foster home or a locked facility. So that's pretty much what it was like growing up. We met when we was 13 years old, me and my children's father. Right up the street on Dimmick Street at our first job. And it was beautiful, it was awesome in the beginning, like that was my first love. It was great. But then after my first daughter, that's when everything was like it was a wrap. Slowly but surely, it went downhill. Like it started getting into like different kind of arguments, like escalated, like I would put my hands on him, he would try to restrain me. I was like, this isn't gonna work, I have to leave. So I went and got myself into a shelter with my 2 daughters.
She was pretty destitute and just pretty desperate at that time in her life. She wasn't getting any help or any support, and she was homeless. And that's when we started with her. That's where she was, yeah.
The kids, my daughters, got taken away.
It was a very long process, and there was a long time where we weren't sure.
That was the worst part. I can say that part of my life, besides the overall life, that section, that chapter, helped me realize what was important and what life was about.
And, I'll never forget the day that she went to court, and I told her to call me as soon as she got out, and she did, and she said, they're coming home. And I just was so happy for her, because I knew how hard she had worked for this.
Sharon was a major, Sharon held me together.
I'm not sure if she didn't have early intervention, if she would have been able to find it within herself and built up the confidence in herself and felt successful enough to have the children return to her.
I wouldn't do what my mother did to me and my siblings. You know, I stopped it, you know what I'm saying? And that was just it. So that's another main reason why I made a promise to myself and my kids that I wasn't gonna let that happen, and I had to do that.
We met with Lakeisha and her 2 daughters, and we did an assessment, and both of them qualified for environmental risk factors, but also Manaya had a speech delay. We want to support the entire family, not just the child who qualified for the services.
Just being a new parent and things I didn't know or I wasn't sure of, like she just assured me like, no, this is okay, you know, have consistency.
She wanted to know basic things like, when should I give them a bath? How long do baths take? How often do they eat? What do they eat? What time do they go to bed? How do you put children to bed?
But like we would sit down and we would do like blocks and like color coordinating and like color and read and go outside like at a park or something like that. Go out to the zoo. I didn't know how to have patience. That's one thing that I didn't, and I'm still working on, like the correct way to talk to children. Just overall being in a healthy, loving relationship with not only yourself but your like your children and your family. So yeah, those are a lot of the things that I didn't know that she helped me out with. Over the past 2 years, my life has changed dramatically for the good, for the better. Even though I've been through a lot of things in my life, I've come through a lot of trials and tribulations and a lot of obstacles. I'm grateful for all of that, because if not, I wouldn't be here today. But I still have my same goals, and my ambitions are still like to be successful and to go to school, or to at least have a degree, and becoming a better person, like getting in touch with myself and opening healthy relationships. Very proud of that.
And having early intervention come in and say, you know what, it can be different. You can do it differently. You can follow your dreams, and you can be the person you want to become. And she did. Yeah.
I appreciate it all. I do.